Hi, I'm Sid Dobrin. In this video, I'll be talking about the Road to a Strong Thesis feature. The Road to a Strong Thesis feature walks us through what might have been Summer Wood's process for developing a strong thesis for her narrative, A Southern State of Mind. Summer begins by identifying that she needs to write about something important that she learned in her first year of college. This requires that she spend some time reflecting on what she learned, both in classes and in social situations. Summer also wants to write about something unique to her, not something expected or mundane. Thinking back to a specific event from her first year of college, Summer begins to identify how her friends didn't really identify her as a, quote, Southerner, even though she came from the southernmost state. With this in mind, she begins to formulate a need to talk about Southerner as not necessarily indicating that one is from a specific place, but that one has a particular way of life. She then asks as to why she might even need to explain such distinctions, particularly to an audience older than she is. With those questions in mind, Summer begins to realize that part of what she is asking about is both perceptual and cultural. She identifies specifically how different people respond to words like Florida or Southerner in dramatically different ways. This focus on perceptual meanings of cultural concepts allows Summer to rethink her initial purpose to more specifically define a purpose of her response to the assignment focused on states of mind rather than on how things are. Thus, she's able to articulate a thesis about cultural tags as states of mind more than regional characteristics. By articulating her thesis before drafting her essay, Summer can now see the position she wishes to stake in the situation and the claim she wishes to make in support. Once students understand how Summer used the self-questioning technique to develop her thesis, I like to show students how the kinds of questions that Summer asks might also be the kinds of questions they could ask when developing their thesis. I try to talk with students about the fact that theses don't just appear in writing by chance, but that developing a strong thesis is part of what writers do early in their writing processes, and that by having a thesis to work from the outset, they will find that they can more readily write toward their purpose and thesis. I also point out that despite the seemingly terminal point in the Road to a Strong Thesis feature, they may in fact not move as ideally from the beginning to end as the visual implies. With many students, I find it useful to ask them to actually write out their own map from the ideas they have until they get to a thesis. Keep in mind that the Road to a Strong Thesis feature can be taught independently, but it seems to work best when teaching the Map Your Situation feature at the same time. Thanks for using writing situations, and thanks for watching.